night was cloaked in an eerie stillness, the moon a mere sliver in the ink-black sky. In a remote, dilapidated mansion on the outskirts of town, a place shunned by all who knew of its cursed history, a lone figure, Sarah, stood at the threshold. She had received an invitation, or perhaps it was more apt to call it a summons, to this forsaken place. The letter had been cryptic, bearing no name, only the address of the mansion, and a single phrase that echoed in her mind: "Come if you dare." Sarah had always been a seeker of the unknown, a connoisseur of the paranormal, but this was different. The ominous air around the mansion sent shivers down her spine. A guttural howl of the wind through the overgrown trees seemed to whisper the secrets of the damned. Nevertheless, curiosity gnawed at her, urging her forward into the heart of the abyss. Inside, the mansion was a tapestry of decay and darkness. The walls were adorned with grotesque portraits of long-forgotten ancestors, their eyes following her every move with a malevolent intensity. As she ventured further, the floorboards creaked underfoot, as if they were the disapproving murmurs of the house itself. Sarah's flashlight illuminated the way, revealing the dust-laden furniture draped with ghostly sheets. Cobwebs clung to her like sinister specters. A chill seeped into her bones despite the warmth of her coat. She pressed on, determined to uncover the mysteries of this forsaken place. In one room, she discovered an old journal, its pages brittle and yellowed with age. As she began to read, she learned the tragic history of the mansion. It was built in the 19th century by a wealthy but tormented man, Victor Blackwood. He had delved into dark occult practices, hoping to find a way to reunite with his deceased wife. But his experiments had unleashed something far more sinister, something that had driven him to madness. Each night, Victor was plagued by haunting dreams, each one more malevolent than the last. They were filled with grotesque apparitions, demonic entities that beckoned him into the abyss. He eventually succumbed to these horrors, and the mansion itself had become a portal to the netherworld. Sarah's heart raced as she delved deeper into the journal. The more she read, the more she felt a growing unease. It was as if the very words on the pages were imbued with the spirit of the malevolent force that had once possessed Victor. Hours passed as she continued her exploration. The mansion seemed to shift and change around her, its very walls whispering secrets, and its floors shifting beneath her feet. She could feel an ever-present malevolence growing, as though the mansion itself was aware of her presence and resented her intrusion. At last, Sarah reached the heart of the mansion, a dimly lit chamber adorned with cryptic symbols and flickering candles. An overwhelming sense of foreboding washed over her. The air was heavy with an otherworldly presence. In the center of the room, an ancient, ornate mirror beckoned, its surface dark and foreboding. Sarah approached the mirror, her reflection distorted and grotesque in its depths. It seemed to ripple and churn, as if it held a gateway to another realm. As she stared into the abyss, she felt a chilling presence behind her, a whisper of icy breath on the nape of her neck. She turned slowly, and there, standing before her, was the apparition of Victor Blackwood himself. His eyes were hollow and consumed by madness. His voice echoed through the chamber, a ghostly whisper. "You should not have come," he intoned. "This place is cursed, and now so are you." Panic surged within Sarah as the room grew darker, the candles extinguishing one by one. Victor reached out, his bony hand gripping her wrist with an otherworldly strength. She struggled, but it was futile. His unearthly grip drew her closer to the mirror, its surface swirling with an inky abyss. Sarah felt herself being pulled into the mirror, her screams echoing in the darkness. She had entered the haunting dreamscape, a demonic adventure into the ghostly abyss. The mirror closed behind her, and she was trapped in a realm of nightmares. The mansion stood silent and foreboding, as if satisfied with its malevolent conquest.